Yo, welcome to the channel. It's your boy Skater V. On today's video, we're doing a review on the new Star Wars show, Andor, and its 3-episode premiere. Let's go. Alright, little backstory on the show. What's interesting about this is that even though this is a prequel to the amazing Star Wars movie Rogue One, right? It is still kind of a standalone thing because it's a prequel, and even though that movie had a finite end, this is like its own thing. They really went out with the story. I really appreciate it, but let's get to it. All right, so we follow the story of Cassian Andor and his little origin story of how he became the hero that we saw him in the end of Rogue One. So we start off the episode with Cassian walking in the dark and stormy night into this weird, like, crime back alley area where there's, like, stuff happening. And he gets into this club and he's trying to get some information that we end up figuring out that he's on the hunt and he's looking for someone. Spoilers. His sister, which was an interesting twist because once he asked for that, I was like, oh wow, is that the motivation that he had for the for Rogue One? Because that just added a whole different layer that I wish was there before, but great. And then we end up meeting the weird part of the show, and that is the security guards up front of the box. Yo, this is the only negative I'm gonna have about the show, and let's just start with it first. Cassian ends up bothering some people at the bar, and they pick a fight with him, and they take an L, right? And it ends up this elite group of security guards are like really taking it personal. Like, super personal. It's the best. It's the best group of thumbs I've ever seen in the galaxy. But yo, they took that stuff personal and they're going on the hunt. They want to find Andor and they want to bring him to justice. And that's really the only negative I have, because I'm like, if it was that Andor was like, I don't know, like, if he was looking for some like top secret like item or something like that, at least to start off with, but like a little like altercation like that, I thought it was just but fine, we go off there. It shows us our villain of the show, and wow, what a dynamic range that this villain is gonna have. Like, he's a quiet, intimidated like individual, yet he's also extremely firm and aggressive in like his stance in the Empire and like how he wants to be like a leader and all that. It's insane. So after the events, Andor ends up leaving the planet and he ends up going home. And we end up finding out that he has actually like a whole family, right? And what's interesting is not just as we get to see showcases of the members in his community and the relationships he has, but we get to find out that his origin story is that he was actually born off planet in like kind of like a rural type tribe where he was just like away from technology. Like, I don't think he even knew what anything droids were or like that. And we get to find out that basically his curiosity in trying to figure out what that new world or like, this thing that happens in the show kind of is what led him to live his life, because if he would have stayed maybe in that planet or anything, who knows what would have happened. But he ends up like a kid that never seen space or knew what technology was, and then was thrown into the world of the galaxy of Star Wars. Very interesting. I really like that. It gives him a lot more like, oh wow, nuance to it, because he lived technically like two lives in a sense. Oh wow, no, this show is really good. Now, most of the feel that I'm gonna have with the show is that like there is a lot happening but I'm guessing because of the pace that they're having with this first like story arc is just a little bit slow. So this one, the pace is a little bit faster, but we're still figuring out, we're just piecing the pieces of the security guard now getting all his group to actually find Andor and like building the pieces, the evidence that he needs. And then Andor just like us figuring out more about his family, the people that he's living. He has a best friend who's, I'm guessing, I really honestly didn't understand the whole friend relationship and like the purpose of showing him, and his female friend too, because like I know she's gonna play a much larger role, but this dude, like I don't know, we'll talk about him later, but it was like, okay, I thought he was gonna like at least be like, I don't know, at least make it far. That's all I say. I thought he was gonna play a serious slump. But no, episode 2, I know this review is gonna be a short one for it, but like honestly, episode 2 was just a chill. I'm glad that they did do a 3-episode per arc, because if it would have ended on this one, I just would have been like, okay, sure. I probably would have been as happy because it was still pretty slow. But it's a 3-episode premiere, and I think I know why, because episode 3 is actually where this show picks up the pace, and this is where I was like, okay, now I'm feeling this. So immediately, right, episode 3, we start figuring out more of the origin story about Andor and how this ship that crashed into his planet got his curiosity, and then basically that's how he ended up like going to live the life that he had, how he ended up meeting his family, his mom, his new father, and everything, how that ended up going, how they were like, I think they were like smugglers that were like looking at the ship and trying to figure out, like, get pieces from it, and they were like, oh, here's this kid, well, he's probably gonna take a L if the Empire finds him, let's save him. I was like, oh, okay, you know what, that has like kind of like a Star Wars Rebels type vibe, like, like they're smugglers, but like they still have like heart of gold, and like this, the building a family. Very nice. The thumbs, the security guards on this, they're the most thumb stormtroopers I've ever seen in the galaxy. They're incredible. The acting is so good. That's opening speech that the head security guard, the hall monitor, was trying to give. Oh, I loved every bit of it. The acting. It was a little like, why? In a sense, because I still do not like how these security guards are chasing them. I just don't care for it. But at least the acting, right, is making me deal with it. You know what? I'm fine with it. You know what? If this is going to be the chase throughout, I don't know, both seasons, but if this is going to be the chase throughout the series, at least for this soon, I'm fine with it, because I think the origin story of head security guard is going to be a very good one. But yeah. Okay, if I had to say, should you watch, I would probably say, if you like binge watching a show, I will probably wait for the rest of either the mid-season or the whole season to come out, so you could just enjoy it. It's still gonna take like a year and a half until the next season comes out and everything. You already know how it ends. Most likely this season is still gonna end well enough that you can probably see Rogue One and still understand what happened. It's just you're gonna want more of the information that happened in this season. But I can honestly say you can just chill on. Even the way that the 3rd episode ended, I was like, you know what, I could just leave it like this and I'd be fine. At least it's not like a TV show that you like a traditional TV show that you'd be like, oh, this might get canceled, so like you should watch this now. It's not gonna get canceled. They already said 2nd season is gonna come out. They basically explained the whole like structure of the show and how it's gonna come out. So I would say honestly, you can kind of just chill on it. Is it grade A sauce? Oh yes, it is delicious. It is super good. But it's also pre-processed sauce, so you can kind of like just leave it in the fridge and just wait until you're hungry enough, or there's a good meal for you to eat, and just watch a couple episodes, and then binge watch it and then chill, maybe watch some later and everything. But I don't think there's no rush. I don't think it's like Mando where you're like, oh no, I need to know what happened. This one you're gonna be like, you know what? Even if the next episode has like a crazy twist, like we saw Rogue One. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that's gonna happen in the show. Every time I see an episode, I can just be like, I saw Rogue One. But I'm gonna give it the 3-episode premiere an 8. An 8 out of 10. Yo, thank you for watching the video. It's your boy Skater V. Please check out the channel, like, subscribe, comment down below. Which one was your favorite from the episodes? Did you binge watch the whole thing? How late did you stay up? Are you gonna continue watching it? And also check out my Twitch channel. All links are down below. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.